Hey, what's up everybody? I thought I'd do something a little cool today, and we're gonna play Killing Floor 2. This just came out, and I've been waiting for about 4 years for this one. I'm just gonna run through a couple of these little things in the options menu real quick so you can see a couple of the features that they've got. They've definitely upped the graphics from the original one. Looks really nice and really polished, even though this isn't even like the final release. This is the early access version. But everything looks really fluid, all the movements, looks great. Looks like you've got a few characters to start with. You could change a few options in the outfits. Oh, I definitely gonna get these sunglasses here. Looks really cool. They don't have a lot of the weapons out right now, but there's still a decent variety, so I'm gonna go in as a Berserker. I'm gonna test a few of them out and see how well I can do at a level 0 out of, I think level 25 is the max you can be at the moment. Okay, so it looks like you've got your standard options here. Survival mode is the normal one. Medium waves 7, long waves are 10. The original Killing Floor, I think the 10 wave was the most popular of the normal game modes, so I always like playing that, so we're gonna see if we can get into a game here. We're just gonna start on normal, just to see, because level 0 is kind of what you want to start with. Unless you're completely new to Killing Floor, then you might want to run a couple of games of easy just to get a feel for it. The online matchmaking through this menu at least is a little wonky right now. Hold on a sec. It's actually a very similar interface to the original Killing Floor, going through the matchmaking games for online play, which is really what you want to get this game for. That's the most fun. So we're just going to jump right in right now. My wings might be a little clipped because I'm doing recording. I had my hard drive in, so I might get a little bit of lag, but we're just gonna hop in and see how we can do in this game. Looks like the controls are pretty standard, similar across the board for the original one, so that's good at least. I might wind up changing a couple of these later on because I've got a different mouse than I used to have, so we're gonna see how well this one goes.
Glad to see you made it through. Make for the pod and
like
gear up.
They've definitely gotten upgraded graphics here in the Unreal 3. Much better than the Unreal 2 that the other Killing Floor was on. I think this takes place in, at least this map takes place in Paris. You got a burning Eiffel Tower there, that's a nice touch. I really liked the London map, West London, in the original one, that was my favorite. But they've got several different locations here, and I don't think all of them, I don't think it takes place entirely in France. I think they're all over the place. I've seen a snow map, which might be northern Germany. And you're going to see a couple of different game modes here, or at least a couple of different difficulties, as well as the boss later on.
I'm a bit skint, but that's never mattered.
I hear ya.
Hurry
But just in
up.
case you were still
Things are
wondering
getting closer.
if you wanted to get into early access of this game, or you wanted to wait for it to come out, we're going to see how early access performs right now.
It's quiet.
And so far, I'm liking the feel
All
of it a
Zeds on
lot.
the scope. Back
Good
to it,
stuff.
mes amis.
Now how about some silence?
Now, since this is my first time playing it, I am completely new to the feel of this game. It's similar to the original Killing Floor, but I guess you would say it controls much better, and I'm not used to that, so I'm trying to get used to, I guess, the weight of everything in the game. But it is really nice. The animations are much smoother, they're a lot better, especially for all of the Zeds. You kill them a ton of different ways, and they got different animations based on physics, and a set of, I think, over 100 different death sequences for each of the monsters. They've even added a couple of new ones. I don't know how many of the new ones are going to be appearing in here, but I know at least one of them is, which is somewhere in between the Gorefest and the Clot. I think you can actually see him right here. It looks like basically a spiny Clot. The Stalkers tend to do a lot of acrobatics, and they're a little bit harder to see, I would say, so they catch you kind of even more off guard than they used to. Once you play the original Killing Floor a little bit, you could always pick them up a mile away, but in this one, they're a lot better with their cloaking ability. I actually don't really like the pistol. It might just be because I'm a level 0 and as a Berserker, so I'm not using it properly. it's my first time playing with it, but it seems to be doing absolutely nothing. Which is supposed to, I suppose. It is the default range weapon you use, secondary weapon when you run out of ammo and everything else, so you don't want to have to rely on the pistol. I'm assuming they're going to put in more of them for the sharpshooter if they keep that as a class later on, but right now there's only 4 classes. Luckily Berserker's one of them. The other 3 are Medic, Support class, and then Commando. And you could level up the components for each of the classes based on the weapon you use, so you don't have to be playing with that perk enabled in order to level it up, which is really nice. I do like how you're not as restricted for weapons in this game, so it's definitely a ton of fun. The katana is also a cross-class weapon. You can use it anywhere you want. It's not even listed under the Berserker tree. It's listed under a certain weapon tab at the trader that's for non-class weapons. So I guess like anyone could just pick it up. It's really nice. And they spawn like crazy. You could find them all over the map. Like I've had games playing in the early release of the game where I found 3 or 4 katanas like throughout the course of one wave. It handles relatively the same way so far. I don't have the speed and melee attacking like I did on my gold Berserker in the original Killing Floor, but I'm assuming once I get to that point, higher levels, I'll be able to attack with the same amount of speed. Overall, the katana feels a lot heavier than it used to, and it is pretty nice. Although, the clots are also a little tougher. I would say them specifically. They do feel a lot tougher. It could take 2 overhand swings with the katana to take out a clot, which is weird, but like I said, they didn't overtune anything. Like, flesh pounds aren't absurd like they used to be. They're more on the level of the Scrake, and the Scrake is more on the level of the flesh pound. It's kind of like they're an in-between, but they just have different armaments and behavior. And what I really like about the game is the different difficulties. It's not harder to kill like all the Zeds. Like, they have the same amount of health and everything. It's just that they get more intelligent AI, and they have different move sets, and they perform different abilities, and they just behave differently. So they're more unpredictable as well. So it's basically you have to be more on point with your reactions, what you're going to do, what weapon set you're using, how to predict what they're going to do when they're attacking you, how to not back yourself into a corner. Oh man, these acrobatic stalkers are insane, but they're a lot of fun.
Hits the spot.
So the bullpup is no longer the baseline assault weapon. I believe you could still buy it, but there's something else called the varmint, and that is a burst fire weapon. I don't like it because it only has 20 ammunition to start with, and shoots in bursts of 3, leaving you with 2 at the last shot. So you can only shoot it a few times before you have to reload it, and it's not very... I wouldn't say it's very ammo efficient because I don't feel like I'm doing a lot of damage with it. I'm not a commando class again, I'm playing as a berserker using a commando weapon. But as far as the weapon feels great. It just doesn't feel like it's doing a ton of damage at this moment. So I see the commandos using it all the time, but they upgrade as fast as possible. So again, this is a baseline weapon, but it is another one that you're going to have to get used to as you're leveling up your perks. I also don't think the trader is particularly annoying. I did not like the trader in the original one after several years of listening to it, but who knows, I'll probably get annoyed with this one after that much time too. It's a nice change at least. I have to say my favorite character so far is actually, I love the Reverend, he's got that really Scottish accent. Very Sean Connery sort of Scottish accent, I would say. But man, I always go so tense. I get so tense when I get hit by something because this guy screams. He's like, ah! Like whenever he gets hit by the smallest thing. So I don't like getting hit by anything on this guy. And that sound you heard, oh, that's one of my favorite things they put into this. It's the new sound whenever a flesh pound comes out, so that way you know, oh, this guy's gonna be on us real soon. And when there's several of them, you hear that sound like every so often. If you have earbuds or like good headphones in, surround sound, that sounds pretty scary. They just did a really good job. Tripwire did a really good job setting the ambience for this game. Definitely making all the monsters more like realistic looking, making them seem a lot scarier than they used to in the original games. The Skrakes, I would have to say, are my favorite upgrade of the Zeds. I'm gonna show you that in a second. They're a lot more intimidating. They scare me much more than new flesh pounds do, actually. So they're a lot more difficult to take down, I would say, as well. You can't just like stun lock them with a katana like you used to. Little spider dudes. I don't think I ever got their names right. They're a lot easier to hit, at least with melee weapons. So they still jump, not as often, but they're a lot easier to hit. Healing syringe looks a lot nicer. It's nice and white and blue glowy. They changed the healing so that it has to take a full charge no matter if you're healing yourself or a friend. I think what it does now is it heals your friend for more instead of just taking half a charge and you're able to do it twice. So when you throw healing grenades, it comes out as a nice blue cloud, so you know, hey, that's good, instead of a green cloud, which half the time you don't know if it's poison or not. So that was a decent change as well. I still don't know what the grenades do entirely. I don't know if they're straight damage, if they stun them, because they're EMP grenades, not normal fragmentation grenades. But they are a lot of fun. It's a lot more colorful than the original game used to be, which I really like as well. It wasn't until a little while later, actually at the end of this particular game, that I realized we were playing on hard. I thought we were playing on normal the whole time. So I was going through the whole game panicking, thinking I was just terrible at it for being this bad, performing this like pathetically on normal, but it was on hard. I think I did alright for my first game in Killing Floor 2, being on hard, and not knowing what I'm doing at level 0, so you know what? It was a lot of fun, so I'm glad. I'm going to play a little bit of a game on normal. It's a shorter game, normal. Normal wavelength and normal difficulty, so 7 waves. And then we're going to get to the boss, and you're going to see an extended boss fight there, and it is really cool. I really love this particular new boss. I know they're adding more bosses in the future. I think this might be the only one they have in at the moment, but he is definitely something else. He is a ton of fun to fight. He has a ton of different abilities and mechanics, and you're just going to have to see for yourself. Now, the pulverizer is an interesting weapon that I've been trying to get better at. Still trying to decide if I want to just go with the katana until I get the saw blade, but the pulverizer is definitely worth using. I don't know if it's worth using at the boss wave, but it is incredibly powerful. It's basically a huge overhead hammer. Think of the fire axe in the original one, but a lot stronger and a lot heavier. It is a big hammer after all, so what's interesting about that is it has an explosive charge at the end of it with 5 ammunition, and I guess when you have ammunition loaded, your secondary swing, the overhead, actually uses the explosive charge, and it does a lot more damage. It seems to have a little bit of an area effect attack, and it's very, very useful for taking out scrakes, larger creatures, or even groups of smaller ones. Otherwise, you want to just chain the fast light melee attack for that. And when you run out of charges, it does just a heavier melee attack. So you could choose to leave it unloaded if you run out of ammunition for it, or you could put in another charge if you're trying to get ready for something big that's heading your way. Very versatile, very useful, and you can still block with it. I haven't gotten very used to blocking yet. I haven't used it a lot because I've gone all of the original Killing Floor without blocking anything. So I'm used to just hitting something and running away instead of hitting something and parrying, even though I'm a fencer. So I gotta get better at doing that and see if it does anything. Later on, you might actually see we're fighting either fighting a flesh pounder or I say patriarch, but it's not the patriarch. We're fighting the flesh pounder, a boss, and I'm actually just guarding the whole time and not taking a ton of damage, even though he's right on top of me, which is really nice, and all my other teammates are just basically shooting him up. See, the pulverizer's got a lot of weight to it. It feels great. It feels like I've got a decent weapon. It's small. If you see one of the other players holding it, it doesn't look as big as it seems when you're holding it. But it is actually, it definitely feels great to use. I love what they did with the melee in this game. They changed it, and it's a lot more fun than it used to be. And even though I loved it in the original one, I'm just gonna have to get used to this new one. And it's fun, so I'm gonna have a great time doing it. I'll probably put up another video when I get to a higher level Berserker. I'm still level 0 right now. But there are 25 levels instead of 6, so it might take a little bit. But it's a ton of fun so far, and I can't wait to see what else they throw into this game with the final release.
Yo, body armor right here. I need that. like fuck.
Reloading! Watch it, there's a cloaked one around. See you!
Finish the last ones off, so I can open the trader pod for you.
My ears! Beat down! Hits the spot. I'm raring to go. Payback!
There. Good as new.
Strike! Ha! Creeping, stinking beastie.
We have a big battle coming up. This equipment is an investment.
That'll keep me going.
Good stuff, but this is the eye of the storm, folks.
Everyone alive?
You earned the money.
For beast
Now
vessel?
spend it.
Lovely, Ta.
Anybody need money?
You are more use alive.
Fit as a fiddle.
Take this.
Everyone still got arms and legs?
Take it.
Thanks, mate.
Best fire for the win.
Money. Money, money, money.
I'm bloody rolling in it.
We're almost out of time. Make your choices.
Solid performance, so anyone needs some money?
Good stuff. Now how about some silence?
New clip.
Hurry up. Zeds are getting closer.
I'm reloading! Sound off. How are we
Time's
all
up.
doing?
Go kill some
I'm fine,
Zeds.
thanks.
You come here and make all this noise. How am I meant to work? You must stop living.
Where is the damn thing?
Spot over here worked pretty well.
Everyone still got arms and legs?
Good.
Time for some fresh meat here.
Tell you a new one!
Let's see how brave you are. Embrace your death.
Watch it! Big
But a scratch. Let me test my new nerve gas.
I'm raring to go.
You are Earth. Am I meant to be impressed?
Reload. Yeah, that was all for you.
Then will you call this gas? I wonder. Ready to die! Is it pain?
It's the spot.
Don't shoot him. He's got a debuff now for damage.
Strong feast persevere.
Blood is stays fixing
Enough of
itself.
this foolishness. Now I shall start toying with
Raring to go.
you. It's but a scratch.
Body armor
Chosen
down
a
to
new
your right there.
subject.
To your left, dude.
Guess who?
Hey, medic guy, follow me.
Time for some fresh. Defeat is inevitable. Perhaps our grenade will finish you. Face me, my twin fangs. And you more use alive. I just need enough of these little attacks. There's something more difficult.
Better?
I hunger for love.
Tear you a new one.
Is it pain?
New clip.
Drop mine. I'll drain your soul. I have trained another, and yet I'm... Time to die. Let me catch you up. You can't lose spineless for you. You are a lesser being. Defeat is inevitable.
Hey, but out,
A
getting me.
little explosive for you.
In and eliminate this one. You are more use alive.
Let me test my new nerve gas. Stand and face me.
Try to keep him busy.
It's the spot.
You. Perhaps some grenades will finish you.
It's not me in its sights. Help! I'm hit.
Stand and face me, victim. Defeat is inevitable. Am I time for a new experiment? Let's try gas. You. Yes, you. Prepare to die. I shall feast on your essence.
I'm raring to go.
Warming for you.
I can't see the beastie.
Come on, come with me, big boy.
Embrace your death. How then will you call this gas?
I need a healing over here.
Yes, you. Prepare to die. Enough of this little toys. There's something more to think about. Be still. Sustain.
Hostiles healing.
Do no. Nine.
No, 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 no.
Everything. I've chosen a new subject. Guess who? Submit. Let me test my new nerves. Time for some fresh. We have a quick going. Grenade! For you. Embrace your death.
It's the spot.
That'll keep you going. Yes, here's a warning for you. Time for a swift death.
We got this.
I'm sorry. Is it ready to die? My twin fangs. Who shall I shoot next?
Oh no. Didn't know my health dropped.
So yeah, this is just a quick look at Killing Floor 2, if you guys are on the fence about whether you wanted to get it early access or not. I hope I showed you a little about what you wanted to know. So yeah, if you're ready to jump in with a pulverizer, do it. It's a ton of fun. If you want to wait for the final release, it's probably going to come out later in the year. I think they said by or before December. Don't hold me to that, but they're going to have a ton more diversity in the weapons. A lot more weapons they're adding in the game. They're going to have a lot more bosses. They're going to have more maps. They're going to have more of everything, more characters. I can't wait till they add like more characters and the new outfits for them, because that's one of my favorite things to get as well. So I hope you enjoyed this look at Killing Floor 2. Hopefully I didn't suck too terribly for you. Hopefully I showcased the Berserker class at level 0 kind of well. And I'll catch you guys in my more comedic videos later on. So that's it for this one. I'll catch you guys later.